And we're back with another one from E-flite. This is the SE5, aka the Spitfire of World War I. And if you guys know me, I often tell you whether a plane is my style or not. Dude, this is 100% my style airplane. From far away, this thing almost looks like it's a balsa plane. It is made out of foam. And as you can see there, all the ribs and stuff are in the mold, man. So it's just super cool. Really high detailed, little pilot there. And what's cool is that you guys, if you buy one of these, your pilot's actually going to have a scarf around his neck. I have a pre-production model. This came with a number 3 on it, which means it was one of their test planes. So fortunately, I don't have the scarf, but all in all, you guys are going to get it, and it is really cool. Goes together super simple. The instructions are really clear. These things right here are elastic, and they're just little hooks, right? So we don't actually have to tension these things. They come on and off really easy. But it's a 900mm, right? So it's the size, you know, that fits in a car, no problem. You're not going to have to take this thing apart, which is a big plus. Now, if you see something like this, you think it's going to fly very slow, very scale, which it probably would on 3S. But on 4S, this is probably going to be a pretty aerobatic airplane. Now, I haven't flown it yet. Excited to show you guys how much throw everything has. For a biplane, the throws on the ailerons are absolutely crazy. Now, circling back, it has a 45 amp ESC, so you could run a 3 or 4S, 2200 all the way to a 3200 milliamp pack. So for me, I'm going to be running these right here. They're the new G2 Air Packs 120C discharge 4S. I like the G2 packs, man. At first, I really didn't like them because, you know, you had to use their charger. But the more I'm using these things, it's just simplicity at its best. And that's what Spectrum, E-flite, and Horizon all together are creating, right? A simple way to get into the hobby and to use all these things. So let me open this up real quick. Just a magnetic latch. And inside you see 1100 kV motor, nice and big there. And plenty of room, man. You guys are going to be able to fit a pretty big battery in here. But with all that being said, it's all well, but we need to make sure it flies good, right? So let's get the battery in. I'm going to get a camera on my chest. Quick run through, first flight 4S, right? I'm going to take off. I'm going to trim it out. I'm going to show you guys a little safe demonstration, right? Then we'll see what it could do. We'll do some aerobatics. Second flight, I'm going 3S. We're going to slow it down. Camera on my guy's head, and we'll get some aerial shots because this plane is too cool not to see what it looks like from the cockpit view. So with all that being said, battery's going in. Let's get it in the air. All right, so let's show you guys the throws. With safe on, that's my aileron throw, elevator throw, and rudder throw. Now I'm shutting safe off, aileron throw, elevator throw, and rudder throw. Guys, this should be a nice little, like, maybe 3D? Definitely aerobatic, but maybe 3D performer. That tail wheel is a little bit loud. Now I'm gonna take off with safe on, and we'll see how she goes. So safe is now on. Light on the power. You know what? A little bit of a crosswind. Let's leave safe off. That way I have more of that rudder control. So I'll take off safe off. I got a direct crosswind right now. So power's coming on. We'll take off not so scale. All right. So actually, let's trim it out safe off. And it needed about 3 clicks. That was it. Guys, I'm like 30% power. Oh, she looks good. She looks real good. I guess I'm going to fly like this for a second, and then I'll show you guys a safe select, you know, how safe select works in a second. Let me feel this out. It needs a little bit of left trim. And that is it. Guys, what a beautiful airplane. She is flying well. It needs very minimal input on anything. And I am realizing now, so I might have a little bit of a hard time doing some aerobatics because Horizon Hobby likes 10% on the Expo. I like 30. So let's knife edge it. Yeah. Back loop, big back loop. Guys, that is power right there. Aileron roll. Wow, she is definitely aerobatic. This thing is gonna fly very similar to a Pitts would fly. Stick jam? Yes. Now that, my friends, is what I call a nice flying airplane. Now I'm going safe on real quick, just so you guys could see how safe works. Now, if you're a beginner or intermediate guy, you know, or a beginner looking to progress into an intermediate guy, this is definitely a nice one. It's going to be a little tricky, as you've seen, getting down those takeoffs and probably lands. But when it's in the air, oh man, is she easy to fly. So safe is on. And what happens with SAFE, right? So it's called bank limit, as you guys probably know if you see my channel before. That's full right. It won't let the plane flip over. So I'm just holding that right with a little bit of elevator. The plane will not flip over. Now, same thing left. Full left, a little bit of elevator. You don't have to worry about that plane flipping over. Now, if you let go of the sticks at any time, back to level. SAFE is off. Now, if I'm inverted, right, and I lose orientation, I'm not touching the controls, just hit the stick, and you're back to level flight. So it makes it really easy for anybody to fly, and it makes you really comfortable trying new maneuvers if you've never flown, you know, aerobatic before and you're scared of going inverted. Having that safety switch is a big plus. Now, nice power on 4S, right? She's cooking. Guys, this thing goes good. Oh, man, and she looks good in the air. Super easy to see, too. The colors are real nice. You know, the bottom of the wing is that lighter color, so it's easy to see which way you are. And I'm flying a little crazy right now. I definitely need 30% expo. I'm an old man. I need expo. I like expo. All you guys that get at me about running expo, I'm a big expo guy. Nice. Now, show Chloe for a second. The second we take a plane up in the air, she likes to just wander. She knows if a plane's in the air, I've been flying with this dog forever, that I'm not paying attention to her and she can kind of do whatever she wants. Chloe, come. That dog does what she wants. All right, we're gonna do a nice, we're gonna attempt a nice touch and go. SAFE is still off. And let's see how low on the power. Let the wheels come down. And back up. Full vertical. Guys, this is one that I am definitely hanging on to. As you know, I review stuff. I keep them for a little bit, then I usually pass them along. But no, man, when I tell you this is my style airplane, and it's not even dialed in yet, right? So I want to lower my throw in the aileron probably to about 85%, because that's a little much for me. And I want to add, you know, 30, maybe even 35% expo. And this thing is going to fly. Beautiful. Now with that 2900, should definitely be able to get 5 minutes. I got a minute left on the timer, so I'm going to bring it in at a minute. I mean, at 5 minutes exactly. And we'll check our battery voltage. See if we can hover this thing. She'll hang on the prop, no problem. And full throttle, plenty of power to climb out of that if you get uncomfortable too low to the floor. Wow, she flies good. She flies really good. E-flite, you're giving us what we want now, man. I would love to see this in a UMX model too. This is definitely one that I would fly in my backyard. This is a little big for the backyard, right? I can fly this in front of my house, no problem. And we'll back up. All right, 30 seconds left. We're gonna do an inverted pass, and then we'll bring her in. A little skeptical to stay inverted because of my expo, but well, she flies inverted just as good as right side up. Look at that. Perks of a biplane, guys. Perks of a biplane. 2 wings, and our timers are ticking. All right, we're bringing her in. The only issue you're gonna have with this plane is wanting to fly it longer than the battery's allowing you to, because it really does fly that well, man. Let's see if we can butter the Maiden land. Come on. Hey. Love that. Now real quick, so that was 5 minutes and 20 seconds on the timer. Let's check that battery. So 2900. We should be good. I mean, you know, I didn't go into LVC, so that's always a good thing. And I was pretty heavy on that throttle. Guys, my fingers are frozen. Fancy G2 right here. I love these things. So easy. Let's see where we're at. 3.85. Wow, we could have went another minute. Could have went another minute. So on this 2900, even heavy on the throttle like I was, you're gonna get 6 minutes of flight, which means if you guys are, you know, not flying, you know, aerobatic or doing crazy stuff and you're just coasting around with this thing, dude, you're gonna get 8 minutes. You run a 3200 like it could take, a 4S 3200, you might get 10 minutes of flight on this thing. That's pretty solid. This, I think, is a good FPV platform too. So next flight, I'm throwing a 3S 3000 in, right? And I'm gonna put a camera on my man's head. And we'll do a mix of, you know, regular line of sight flying, and then I'll show you guys the view from the camera. So let's get all that set up, and we'll get it back in the air. 3S is in. Show that camera real quick. So if you guys are interested in any of this stuff I use, it's always in the description. This camera would look a lot better if I got rid of the pilot, but I'm not ripping him out because he is too cool. That's an Insta360 Go 3. I got a 3S pack in, and for this flight, I added a lot of expo. So I got 35% expo on the ailerons, 30 on the rudder, and 30 on the elevator. So let's see how that 3S pack handles. A little bit of power here. Dog on the runway, and we're lifting. Yes. Now this is definitely how this thing should be flying. Expo is a major key. Now I moved this battery a little bit more far forward, right? Because that camera, believe it or not, adds a little bit of weight, man. It's not a heavy camera. It's the one that I do recommend if you guys want to put them on smaller planes like this. But it's always good to offset that CG with the battery. So that 3S 3000 is pushed a little further forward. My CG seems to be perfect, as you see on my hands. It's a little bit tail heavy still, but not much. It's flying really nice. Oh man, she's flying good. Now I'm just kind of coasting around nice and easy because I want you guys to see how cool it looks from the cockpit view, right? So I'm gonna go up a little higher. Let's bring that thing up. Plenty of power on 3S, and to be honest, like, I think this plane really should be flown on 3S in my opinion. You know, if you're looking for a nice scale flyer, look, I'm like 70% throttle right now, maybe 60, and it's coasting along no problem. I think that 4S is a little bit of overkill. I think they did that so you guys, you know, consumer-wise, don't complain about getting bored with a plane. They gave you the option to have an overpowered plane that, you know, is aerobatic. But I mean, this is definitely how this plane should be flown. 3S power, a little bit of expo, very easy flyer, and I'm sure that camera is catching some really nice clips. Too bad it's not 360, right? If it was a 360 camera, I'd be able to show you guys the tail of the plane, but these little cameras are good for this, man. Smaller planes, 900mm, right? We're not going to be able to stick a massive camera on it. Let's do a nice low pass. I didn't lower my rates, so I'm still at 100% rate. And that expo really helped, man. Let's do a slow pattern here. Because with the two wings, it's a lot harder to stall a biplane, right? So you'll be able to fly this thing a lot slower. And that's what I mean by flying it. Like, if I wanted to fly it in front of my house, like, I would be able to, because it's just, look at those tight turns. And I'm still not 100% turning, right? I'm using very minimal rudder here. Now, I'm not going to stall test it, only because the CG is a little off now, right, with that camera in the back. And I don't really want to drop it because I didn't zip tie that camera on too good. That's why I'm also not going inverted or anything like that. But she's pretty. E-flite, you did a good job with this one. I think a lot of people are going to be buying these. I really do. I think everybody should have one of these things in their hangar. Perfect size, big flight envelope. Oh, golden retriever. She does whatever she wants. That's full power on that 3S. So it's still got a little bit of speed. As you hear in that motor, I'll shut up for a second, you guys could hear it. Keeping the power on. It's definitely not spinning as fast as it did with that 4S battery, but like I said, man, me personally, I think it's a better flown plane on 3S. Wonder if we could hover on 3S. Nope, not enough power. Push that nose down so we don't stall it. And that's it, man. She is a unit. Let's bring it in. Can we get 2 butter lands? That'll be a record for me on a Maiden. I think I just jinxed it. Little power. Oh, not terrible. Oh man, well, looks 10 out of 10. Flight envelope on 4S, 10 out of 10. It's aerobatic, man. There's not much more to say about it. There's a ton of throws on everything. It's stable as can be. On 3S, I think, as I said while I was flying, I think it's a better fit on 3S. It's a lot more scale, right? But I do think they knocked it out of the park. Look-wise, flight envelope-wise, the size of it, you know, you'll fit it in any car. You know, if you have a small car, this thing will fit in the trunk of a small car, so you won't even know what's in there. All in, I think they did a great job. And if you are interested in this, I did leave the link down below. And as always, appreciate you guys watching. Until next time.